The past years I've been in Dubai, I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot, but nothing can come close to what I experienced this week. My previous employer, bless their hearts, they're really nice, great people, but I understand where they're coming from. Uh, they decided to put me instead of termination to resignation for the ILOE. So just to give you an idea, ILOE is involuntary loss of employment. So it's sort of like an insurance here. So instead of them paying me 3 months because I quit, they decided to just put me on resignation on my ILOE because for some other reason. And it was disappointing because I was expecting that alongside with my final pay. They were happy to give me my final pay plus some bonus, but that doesn't compensate with the mere fact that they removed a right that I have as an employee. And obviously, I didn't want to, juggle with it, and I didn't want to go on it and stuff. I just let things to flow through because I'm focused right now with my new job, and my visa is being processed. So hopefully, in the coming weeks, I will have my new Emirates ID and all. It's a constant, reminder. I would say that when you're working for a company, even if you give your loyalty, you gave your experience, you gave all of your skill set that they expected from you, and then you went more for it. Uh, the the amount of loyalty to you as an employee sometimes isn't going to be checked all the time, and that's one thing I found out as I worked here in Dubai. There are employers who are loyal to you, like my first company. The second company as well that I work for is loyal on a certain extent. Like I had, great experience in terms of being able to be with my fellow employees, being able to experience luxury as well. But you know, the thing is that is a perk, not necessarily my compensation because I am there to do a job. It's just it's overwhelming to be honest because the mere fact I got fired, got a new job in a few days after, and you know, getting my final pay, took a quick one, and I have bills to pay, and it's it's just oddly funny enough that some companies are doing this, and there's nothing we can do about it. Well, to be fair, I do have something I can do about it, but I don't want to, meddle on that extent because at the end of the day, there is a reason why they did this, and it's not that I'm trying to give away my power, to be able to fight over it. It's just that I'm focused right now with my new company. That if ever this will happen again to another employee, I hope they will understand and we'll have a lesson to learn from it because some employees might fight for it. Maybe it's not my time to fight for it. Maybe somebody who would succeed me will be the one to deal with it, once they experience it again. So, the past 1 month, I would say, is like a juggle of stuff. You're not really permanent here in Dubai, but it's really nice when, despite all of this, you actually have a help from people that you didn't expect. Recently, I have one of my friend who lent me money because the thing is he understood where I was coming from, and and he visited Dubai. He's an awesome guy, to be honest. Uh, and I asked him, if I could borrow money because the thing is I didn't know like when I would be able to pay him back, and he was happy to to give. Obviously, I told him like I'm gonna pay you, ass up and stuff, and he was like, okay, sure, no problem. The truth is, I was able to at least budget it out, but then again, some things happen, and I have to give it back, and we already have a plan, and then he agreed with it and stuff, and you know it's nice when I have friends like that who are able to help me out because the thing is I helped them when they were in Dubai in terms of like touring around, giving them advices and just giving time. that friend of mine is I would say living in a comfortable life. You know, he he's a great guy. And he's lucky enough to have a Filipina girlfriend, and he knows and understands the culture of Filipinos. I'm a Filipino myself, so it's a constant cycle of things, and we only hang out once a year, so it's nice when people like him actually exist in my life, and is willing to help me out, because obviously if I was in the same situation, I had the benefit, I would help him out as well. Ironically, I met him in one of those expensive bars in the UAE, which is Atlantis Royale. I'm not gonna name the bar, obviously, but it's a nice experience when you get to meet these people, and they're genuinely enough to help you out. There's still kindness in the world. And another friend of mine, he just came back from his travel, and he celebrated his birthday. I didn't even know about it, and I told him, like, let's hang out. Let's chill. I didn't know it was his birthday. And the last night we hang out, we drank, and then he got the bill for me. I told him, bro, it's your birthday, I'm supposed to be covering for you. He's like, that's fine. And he told me that it's because I give time, uh, to him. And the thing is, with the constant amount of happenings, or experiences I have in Dubai, jumping from my job and obviously going to another job, and then experiencing that type of turmoil, wherein I got an unfair, I would say, my insurance didn't really push through. It's nice when you have these friends who actually help you out. Obviously, I understand for the fact that they're earning much more than me, like literally they earn much more. And I've always been open about it, that pretty much I don't really earn as much as them, and they understood it. Because the thing is, I'm a guy who always, growing up, my parents would always tell me that just be myself. That despite the fact that what people see that we're a rich family, the thing is we're not. My parents just simply try to provide whatever that they can on their on their will, on their extent, and their resources, to give us the best life that they could, give us, and I appreciate that from them. So growing up, and right now experiencing heat here in Dubai, where you have to fight for your survival, and you have to find a way to live your life on a certain extent. Obviously, it's a constant battle, and I kind of understood now where it is, because at one point, I think this week, I only lived with 10 dirhams, which was crazy, because 10 dirhams is 100 pesos in the Philippines, or more likely like $2. The good thing is I had my Metro card filled up. I always try to do that every month. And, if I need to travel, I just use the Metro. Obviously, if I want really to go home immediately early, I have to be patient with the bus and all, because the thing is that will take some time. And I'm blessed enough that I was able to pay off my debts, to my on my bills as well, and I'm on a good constant flow, so it's nice to be able to get settled out my money. But obviously, like, that was really enduring to be able to only have 10 dirhams in your wallet. And it's just crazy. But the thing is, this is how life teaches us that life will always be unpredictable, as to my previous episodes. But it's nice to have the learnings, the lessons, the people who are constantly reminded you that you have to push on your life. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but God has a way to help me out, help you out. You know, um, it's just ironically that this happened to me, but I guess because I'm learning a lesson, and since I learned a lesson, sometimes it will challenge you to do something more, to experience something more, and keep on learning and learning and learning, because life is a constant learning, I would say. I don't really have any thought process for this episode of the podcast, but I would say it's a reflection that it's nice to have friends that you can count on. Ironically, in terms of my podcast as well, the past 2 months I've been doing this, I got more support from people that I only met recently rather than the people that I met through the years. And, I think there's only a few people who actually supported me that were close to me that I met throughout the years. But majority didn't really even seem to bother and care. But they see my stories. And that's one thing I realize that, a lot of people would observe you in terms of, your work. Only a few will support you. But if you see your stories, you would know that they actually see your work. And, either they like it, they don't like it, they feel threatened about it. But, it's, you just keep on pushing forward. Yeah. And I guess that's one thing I learned recently, as I create. Obviously, like, it's going to be a constant cycle for things. I'm still working out in terms of how my content will be. I'm blessed enough that I was able to get 32 new followers. Ironically, I was supposed to get 100 new followers, but I also had unfollowings as well. So I'm learning that in terms of, how I'm going to do it. But the support that I got from the people that I just met is really good. And compared to the people that I have known for years, it's nice. It's just nice to have the support. So I guess I could put on my topic today just support. The support that I got way more than the company I work for. Support in the sense of like people are liking my posts, sharing my posts. You know who you guys are, and it's just a nice feeling. Obviously, I don't want to revolve my whole concept to liking or sharing and stuff, but it's nice when people respond to you. It's nice when people just like to watch you grow and see where your content goes. So, yeah, it's a lot of thought process, to be honest, but you constantly push yourself out. So it's just nice to go along with it. Oh yeah, before I end this episode, I recently launched backseat stories, where I want to feature the stories from cab drivers. In terms of their privacy, I'm not going to feature their faces, but I want to feature their opinions, their voices, and on how they see Dubai, on how they see the the experience of being a driver, because the thing is they're the ones who witness on how Dubai actually grew from point A to point B to point Z. So it's a nice thing, and the episode really picked up. I got some good feedback from people, and I'm thinking of like putting it more for it. So yeah, anyway, that was an honest plug. So yeah, uh, I guess that's it for this episode. And make sure you guys follow me for more. And we'll see you guys next time.